Welcome to How Things Started, where we delve into the fascinating origins of some of the world's most influential inventions and ideas. Join us as we uncover the stories and events that shaped our world today. Today, we'll be taking a journey through time to explore the fascinating history of coffee. From its humble origins in the high mountains of Ethiopia, to its current status as one of the world's most popular beverages. Join us as we discover how coffee went from being a simple plant enjoyed by a small group of people, to the ubiquitous drink that fuels our mornings and powers our social gatherings. So sit back, grab a cup of your favorite coffee, and let's dive into the journey of coffee. The story of coffee is a fascinating journey that can be traced back to ancient Ethiopia, where a shepherd named Kaldi discovered the invigorating effects of the coffee bean. According to legend, a young goatherd named Kaldi lived in the high mountains of Ethiopia. One day, he noticed that his goats became more energetic and lively after eating the beans from a certain plant. Intrigued by their behavior, Kaldi decided to try the beans himself and was amazed by the effects of the drink. He felt more alert and awake, and the long hours of watching over his goats didn't seem as tiring anymore. Kaldi was eager to share his discovery with others and soon made his way down from the mountains to the local monastery. He shared his findings with the monks and showed them the plant from which the beans came. The monks were fascinated by Kaldi's story and decided to try the beans for themselves. Impressed by the invigorating effects of the drink, they soon began to cultivate the plant and refine the brewing process. The monks found that the best way to prepare the beans was to roast them over an open flame, grind them into a fine powder, and then mix the powder with boiling water. This resulted in a rich and flavorful drink that not only kept them awake during long hours of meditation, but also had a calming effect on their mind. As coffee gained popularity, it spread to Yemen, where local Sufi monks embraced the drink and helped to popularize it. One of the key figures in the early history of coffee was Baba Budan, a 16th-century Indian Sufi saint who smuggled 7 coffee beans from Arabia to India and started the country's first coffee crop. From Yemen, coffee continued its journey west, eventually making its way to the Ottoman Empire. It was here that the first coffee houses were established, and they quickly became popular gathering places for people of all walks of life. Intellectuals, artists, and politicians would meet to discuss the latest ideas and debate current events over steaming cups of coffee. In Europe, coffee was introduced by merchant Francesco Marone and soon became a staple in coffee houses across the continent. One of the first coffee houses in Europe was the legendary Café Florian, which opened in Venice in 1720. In the Ottoman Empire, coffee houses became central to social and cultural life, serving as gathering places for intellectuals, poets, and political activists. The growth of the coffee trade in Europe led to a great demand for coffee, and eventually, it was introduced to the Americas. The coffee plant was initially cultivated on small farms in the Caribbean, but it wasn't until the 1720s when coffee became a major commercial crop in South America. This was largely due to the efforts of the Dutch and French, who established coffee plantations in their colonies in the region. As the demand for coffee continued to grow, so did the need for more efficient methods of production and distribution. By the late 19th century, one of the most significant technological advancements in the coffee industry was the creation of the espresso machine. This machine allowed for the production of concentrated, highly caffeinated coffee in large quantities, making it a staple in diners, restaurants, and other establishments. The espresso machine revolutionized the way coffee was consumed and paved the way for new coffee-based drinks such as lattes, cappuccinos, and americanos. This new technology also allowed coffee to be produced and consumed on a massive scale, and it quickly became one of the most popular beverages in the world. This marked the beginning of the first coffee movement, characterized by mass production and the widespread availability of coffee in diners, restaurants, and other establishments. However, this focus on efficiency and quantity over quality led to a homogenization of coffee flavor and a lack of appreciation for the unique characteristics of different coffee varieties. In the 1980s and 1990s, a new movement emerged in the coffee world, the second wave coffee movement. This movement was characterized by a renewed focus on quality, as well as the introduction of new brewing methods such as French press and pour-over. This movement led to the growth of specialty coffee shops and a renewed appreciation for the unique flavors and aromas of different coffee regions and varieties. The second wave coffee movement paved the way for the third wave coffee movement, which began in the early 2000s and continues to evolve today. This movement is characterized by a focus on artisanal and handcrafted coffee, as well as a renewed appreciation for the craft of coffee brewing. The third wave coffee movement has led to the growth of coffee shops and roasters that specialize in small batch, specialty coffee, showcasing the unique flavors and characteristics of different coffee regions and varieties. Additionally, there are efforts underway to create more sustainable and eco-friendly methods of coffee cultivation, such as the use of vertical farming and aquaponics systems, which aim to reduce the environmental impact of coffee production. However, the future of coffee is not without its challenges, as the impact of global warming continues to pose a threat to the delicate balance of the coffee ecosystem and the livelihoods of millions of coffee farmers. And that concludes our journey through the history of coffee. From its beginnings in Ethiopia, to its widespread popularity and the role it plays in our daily lives, the story of coffee is truly remarkable. We hope you enjoyed learning about the evolution of coffee and the many people and events that have shaped it into what it is today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting and informative content. Your support helps us create more content and share knowledge with the world. So, until next time, keep enjoying your coffee.